Guys, I've just got off the phone. It's here. Still can't believe this. But I'm taking you guys with me to go and collect my Grail watch. It's finally here. Okay, so I'm here at one of the new stores in Yas Mall. This is a brand new, refurbished Rolex store. So one of the good things about this store is they have a VIP room over here, which is, wow, very, very nice. Check this out. Mr. Hans Wildorf. And there are signs everywhere, look. Signs there, signs there. Any guesses what this watch might be? It's a Grail. I got a phone call and I was like so surprised. I didn't expect it at all.
It's a nice ending of the year.
It's the perfect ending of the year, absolutely. Right guys, those are the two bags. The watch is on my wrist, but let's go home and unbox it for you guys. Okay, we're back here at base. Now, before I open it and show you exactly which one I've managed to pick up, let's give you a few other clues. If you haven't guessed already, this is probably the biggest indicator. This is issue number 11 of the Rolex magazine. And I also have my paperwork in here. This is purchased from Mohammed Rasul Khoury and Sons. These are the authorized dealers of Rolex here in Abu Dhabi, and this is it. So if you've seen any of my other Rolex unboxings, it's pretty much the same. You get this outer sleeve and then you get this inner box that has the Rolex emblem, the logo on the top, and then you get the green box inside. Pull the box to one side, and by now you've probably guessed it, is my brand new Rolex. This is the Rolex Panda, aka the Daytona, reference 126500 LN. And boy, isn't this beautiful. You obviously get some of the hand tags, the information, which has obviously the serial number on the back, so I won't show that. I had to take one single link out, and then in here you get the booklets inside with some information, and you also get the new warranty card. Again, it's got my information on the back, but this is the new warranty card that's included now with the new Rolex models, along with the manual as well for the service. Now, they've taken off most of the stickers, but there are a few here, and I will take those off later on. But now, just look at it. It is absolutely stunning. A thing of sheer beauty. And it's remarkable, being my Grail watch, obviously having it now in my hands and on my wrist, it's such an incredible feeling. And as far as the reference is concerned, this is the newer reference, the one that was announced this year in 2023. It's 126500 LN. And there are a couple of changes here. First of all, the movement inside, it's a slightly revamped movement, and you've got a longer power reserve, 72 hours. It's a 4131 movement. And it also has a few changes on the external. Now, very slight changes when you compare it with the previous generation. Those small differences, I think, actually do amount altogether to being a noticeable difference. The case looks and feels a bit more uniform throughout. You'll notice less sort of angular. Previous generation felt more like a Yachtmaster or a Datejust finish. This one feels a bit more like a steel sports model when it comes to the case. The other thing is on the right-hand side now and the left-hand side, these lugs, which are these end bits over here, now are much more symmetrical. On the previous generation, the right-hand side was slightly thinner lugs, and that was actually noticeable. And then the biggest change obviously is on the bezel. Now on the newer Rolex Daytonas, you have this stainless steel edge around the ceramic bezel, and I guess that's there to protect it, but also to give it a slightly different angle and look. Some might say it makes the overall ceramic bezel a little thinner. I can understand that, but that's certainly something that's noticeable. You've got slightly thicker crown guards now as well, and those inner dials are actually not thinner. It's just the space, the white space has actually increased, so it makes it appear a little thinner. And you've also got slightly thinner hour markers and the hands as well. But overall, as far as the wrist feel is concerned, let me just put this on. Wow, it looks and feels absolutely incredible. I've got a 6.5-inch wrist. It's still a 40mm. And the first thing that I will say is that if you're coming from like a older Rolex, I mean, this is a reference 116710 BLNR, the Batman. This feels thicker and looks bigger on the wrist when compared with the Rolex Daytona. The Rolex Daytona certainly feels like a much more sophisticated, much more sort of nimble watch on the wrist. So my son asked this question. I guess a lot of people might not know, Dad, what are the pushers for? Well, this is used on the Rolex Daytona. This bezel here is a tachymeter, and it's used to measure the speed or the average speed over a certain distance. You can click this here to give you an indication as to the average speed. So assuming it's kilometers an hour, it might be doing, let's say at that point, 300 kilometers an hour. So this is used as a tachymeter. This is the traditional term to actually measure the average speed over a particular distance. And then when you want to reset it, you'll click it once over here and then watch this hand flip back to the Rolex sign. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. It flips back over there. So that there is a wrap with the Panda. Now, before I left the store, the sales assistant said something really interesting. He said, Kwan, now that you've got this, what's your next watch? And I was like sitting there thinking, you know what? I genuinely feel like I want to just enjoy my watches. I've got quite a few watches now. And there is in this watch game, this kind of need to get the next big thing. But I feel like right now, I just want to appreciate my watches. And what a way to finish this year off, but also what a way to kind of get to that point with the Panda. I'm incredibly grateful. Again, a massive shout out to Mr. Yusuf, Mr. Nabhan, the team at Mohammed Rasul Khori. If you want to go back and watch some of the other videos that I've done with unboxings, you'll notice that these are the authorized dealers that I've purchased almost all of my watches from. Incredible customer service. They've just treated me like a VVIP. So go and check these guys out if you want to get a Rolex and you're based in and around Abu Dhabi, then do check them out. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think should be the next watch after a Rolex Panda? I will do a follow-up video about life with the Panda, how I've got on with this in a couple of weeks time. So make sure you hit subscribe. And if you want to see more content related to tech, lifestyle, to watches, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Kwan over and out. Peace and blessings.